I would definitely have to say that one of the big things that a lot of people are looking forward to seeing in Star Wars Episode 9 is, of course, the return of Luke Skywalker, portrayed by actor Mark Hamill. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, we do know one thing is for certain here, is that Mark Hamill will be making his way back into Episode 9 in order to play the character of Luke for one final time in the sequel trilogy by writer and director J.J. Abrams. Now, we do know that a lot of things really are happening with this movie. Disney and Lucasfilm, they are changing up their marketing completely in comparison to all of the other Star Wars films in the past, such as The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, Rogue One, and Solo. So Episode 9 is going to have a unique marketing format and style that'll actually benefit them in a different way. Now, let's get to the character of Luke Skywalker and why there is an upsetting factor here when it comes to the marketing of this movie, is that Luke Skywalker won't be used in pretty much a majority of the marketing of Episode 9 because a lot of his scenes in this film is, of course, going to be pivotal to the plot and to some of the new characters, such as Rey and Kylo Ren. Now, with that being said, the fact that they're not going to be including Luke Skywalker in a majority of the marketing means that we will get some Luke Skywalker in the marketing of Star Wars Episode 9. It's just going to be very little. It's not going to be like The Force Awakens, thankfully, where you get no Luke Skywalker at all. So what I mean by all of this when it comes to marketing, we're talking about posters, images, promotional art, teasers, trailers, TV spots. I mean, the list goes on. All of these different ways of marketing for an actual Star Wars movie. A majority of that will not include the character of Luke Skywalker. Now, this honestly could also mean another thing. Now, we do know that yes, this is to save the hype and the surprise for the pivotal moments for the character of Luke Skywalker in Episode 9 in the form of a flashback/Force Ghost. As of right now, him coming back to life seems very unlikely and pretty much a slim chance. As much as I really do hope that J.J. Abrams is lying when he told Mark Hamill that no, you're dead, get used to it all, I feel like that there is a very small chance that they could bring him back to life if they really wanted to turn things around in the sequel trilogy and have it reflect on The Last Jedi. So with that being said, what do I also think about this? This could also mean that Luke Skywalker's scenes in this movie are going to be small yet sporadic. Now, we do know that Mark Hamill actually shot scenes already a couple of months ago for Episode 9. That's when he shaved his beard and he took a photograph of himself on Twitter, and he was teasing about himself, starting work for Episode 9. That was a couple of months ago. Then he started working on something else, and now he is back at it with the final installment of the Skywalker saga until in or around mid to late February when they end filming for this movie. So from the midpoint of December or the late, part of the month like right now, leading all the way over into February for Mark Hamill to film for the character of Luke, tells us that he's going to have somewhat of a significant role in this film. He's not just going to be a mere cameo. Now, we've been hearing about all these different flashbacks and Force Ghost sequences and whatnot, and it sounds like it's going to be quite the ride when it comes to Star Wars as a whole, because it will give us a glimpse to the earlier life of Luke Skywalker, as well as a Force Ghost version of himself. Now, I know a lot of you guys out there are really not on board for Luke being in the form of a flashback or a Force Ghost, and I totally get that. I know a lot of people did not want Luke Skywalker to die in The Last Jedi, and that's exactly what happened. It wasn't necessarily that he died, it was also the way he died, right? How he died. And Mark Hamill himself even joked about it, that it was basically him overdosing on the Force. That's really what it was. He was basically transferring, a double image of himself across the entire galaxy, and you can only imagine how much energy that takes out of an individual to do such a thing. So with that being said, guys, what do you think about Episode 9 and Disney and Lucasfilm's marketing format and style by having a majority of the marketing not including Luke Skywalker? Is this a smart move or is this a bad move? Because yes, we do know that he is dead. At least as far as we know, he's dead. So it would make sense for them to not include him in the marketing, because obviously flashbacks and Force Ghost sequences are going to be the big surprises in this film. But on the side of things here, it's a majority, meaning that at least a small piece of the marketing will include Luke Skywalker. So what does this necessarily mean? Are we going to get promo art? Are we going to hear Luke Skywalker in maybe the second trailer? You know, we could hear him, maybe we could see him in the film. We're not quite sure exactly how Luke is going to be incorporated into the marketing of this film. It's a very important thing for Disney and Lucasfilm to get this thing right, because after all, this is a historical Star Wars film. I don't know if a lot of people know how important it really is, not just for the Star Wars community, but also for Disney and Lucasfilm. This is the last chapter movie that includes the Skywalkers. They are done after this. No ifs, ands, or buts. Disney has their minds made up as of right now, and this is the last Skywalker saga film, and that's how they're going to be selling this movie in order to get a lot of people into the seats in the theaters. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.